Hey YouTubers, PhoenixTalon back with some more machine tutorial for you. So in this one, we're gonna start moving toward the logic gate. But before we can get into it, before we can get really into logic, you gotta understand the difference between true and false. Now I know some of you are saying, wait, I know what true and false means. It means that true is like something that's right? And something that's false is something that's not. Well, that's kind of close. But we need to think of it in terms of on and off. So that you could say true is on, off is false. Okay? So we'll do that. If you think of it in binary, which we're not going to talk about, although binary, 1 is on, 0 is off. So you can think of it like that. So let's go ahead and get to it then. Alright, the way we're going to understand true and false is with this very simple device called a switch. Now, if we bring up our wiring tool, incidentally, you have to craft that. If you didn't know how, you just come in here to your crafting business, go down to your tools, and you can go into your wiring tool. It's not terribly expensive, no. 4 stone rod, 2 coal, and 2 magnetite. You only ever need 1, it never wears out. And yeah, just make 1. Okay. And then you can look at stuff and you can actually get into it and activate it. The important thing that we can see is that we're looking at a switch. Look at the little blue screen. And the output, don't worry about that right now. And the state is false, okay? And can interact is true. Can interact means I can do this. State is what it changes to. In this case, it's off right now, so the state is false. When I turn it on, you can tell because it's lit up, the state is now true. That means that it is sending out a true signal. Okay, and to prove it, we're going to get an LED. We already know how to make LEDs. They were part of the intro video. If you didn't see it, well, that's okay. You didn't miss much other than just how to make stuff. So let's go ahead and set down our LED somewhere. Oh, I don't know. Right here looks convenient. Now, what we have to do is we have to link these two things. The easiest, and the way I'm going to show you first, is that all you got to do with your wiring tool on is click send. It makes this cool little blue line. You drag it over to the LED to where it says receive, and you click once again. Now it is activated. The way you prove it is by flipping the switch. Ha! Look at that. It's on. Imagine that. And then you can turn it off. That is the very basis of true and false. If it is true, it is on. If it is false, it is off. That's it. It doesn't get any harder than that. Don't try to complicate it any more than that. That being said, I'm about to complicate things for you. Let's go ahead and go to this door. We're going to try to open this door other than just right-clicking on it. Because sometimes when you think you're right-clicking a door, you're not. You accidentally place a block or drink a potion or something equally terrible. So let's go ahead and pick that back up. Now, let's say we want to go ahead and get in here and we don't want to manually open our door. Well, in a very similar block style game, you can simply just put a pressure plate down on the ground. And in this case, we also have pressure plates. So let's put one on either side. Boom! We now have pressure plates. So if I were to just step on said pressure plate in said other block style game, door does not open in this game. That is because it actually uses real logic and digital wiring. So you have to bring up your digital wiring tool. Imagine that. Go ahead and click from send to the door. From send to the door. Just like we did with the LED, right? Turn on, turn off. Now, when we step on said pressure plate, it will then send a true signal. See, state is true. State is false. State is true. To the door. Okay, which now has a state of open, state of closed. See how that works? It's very easy. Now you can step through said door. Pretty easy, isn't it? Do not overcomplicate this very simple machine. It doesn't need anything else. Although there are other bells and whistles that you can add to it. Engineers love bells and whistles. Doesn't really need it, but it can be more fun the more things we add. We're not going to do that right now because I think it would just serve to confuse you. I know I can get kind of confused when I'm thinking about all the extra stuff too. If you look at this door, it has lots of little blue lines. It is very complicated. But one of the things that this door does is when you step on it, it stays open. If you step on it again, it will close. So we will learn to do that. I will show you how to do all of that fun stuff. But for now, simply making something true and understanding that the difference between true and false is enough. Don't try to make this harder than it is. It's not that hard. Okay? So we got it. Turn on is true. Turn off is false. Step on is true. Opens door. Step off. False. Closes door. Got it? All good. Everybody understands everything. Stand by and we'll talk a little bit about some logic. Very basic logic. Be right back. Okay, YouTubers, now we're going to get into something a little bit more advanced than a door. We're going to get into something called the logic gate. Incidentally, I talked to you about how to make it earlier, so not a big surprise if you watched said intro video. Okay, so we've got this logic gate here. Now, we're in our wiring tool, which you also know how to make by now. You press the letter N while looking at the object. This opens up the logic gate's interface. Fancy name for window. Okay, it's got two inputs, input 1 and input 2. It has one output. And you have 6 selections, which I'm going to go over in detail. Trust me, later, you'll love it. You have event and value. Not going to get into that right now. For now, we'll just leave it on event. Input name, output name. We're going to wing it, as they say, but needless to say, you can type stuff in here if you so desire. Okay. We have switch 1 and switch 2. We have LED. The gate is currently on logic AND, if you're following along at home. We are going to do the most basic type of logic circuit, which is an AND gate, where we take what we've learned about true and false. AND works like so. If you have a true input and a true input over here, and you put them together, it makes one complete true input. Yes, that is what an AND gate does. It says true and true. If you have that, it will make true. It's incredible. If you have only one true and one false, it will not be true because it does not meet the condition of AND. If you have one false and one true, it still does not meet the condition of and you will still not have a true. You will deliver a false. If you have a false and a false, I'm sorry, that's not how a logic gate works. It is false and false? No. And is looking for true and true. He has a big brother called NAND that will look for that other one we talked about. We'll get to that. But for now, sticking with and. False and false? No. It must be true and true. So, if we do this, we're going to wire this. Again, click on the send. You'll get the cool little blue wire. Hover over receive and click again. Come back over to here. Click on the little send. Hover over the other receive. Yes, there are 2 of them. Don't make the mistake of putting them to one. It won't work. Trust me. Click on the second receive. Now take said send from the logic gate. Go to the receive of the LED and click again. If what I said was true, then this will not work. And it didn't. This will also not work. And it didn't. However, there is one way to make it work. Hey, look at that. Isn't that so much easier? And it works great. If you look at this, it tells you state is true. Click that off. State is false. Imagine that. So that is the very basics of logic. True and false. Please remember this, because in the next video, we're going to go into the room of logics. And let me tell you, if you didn't get this, that room will be a difficult room for you. But that's okay, because I will answer questions. Yes, please, leave a question in the comments below. I can help you. If you don't understand anything about this, I can help that. That I can do. This is okay. Later, when we start to try to build an elevator, if you have questions about the elevator, that might be hard. But we'll get through it together. I believe we will. But this stuff, we can get through this. Excellent. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.